I'm going to show you how to use our Sitting Reindeer mould. This is from a set of 4 different moulds, 4 Christmas figures that we've got. So I've just put some corn flour into the mould and tap that out so there's not too much. Now I've got some paste. I've coloured this with some dark brown, a little bit of dark brown. It's our own sugar paste. It works perfectly in the moulds. If you haven't got this, you can use a modelling paste. I'm just making sure that I'm pressing in firmly and I'm keeping the paste level with the back of the mould and not going over the edges either. So press in really firmly behind his nose to make sure you get all that detail, and then if I pinch this way, there's enough paste then to push across into his leg. And then you turn round. It's going to be a little bit too much there, so I'll show you how to take that off. On the instruction sheet, it does give you the weight of the paste to put in. So just pull that excess paste off. Okay. So just make sure it's level with the back, it's not going over the edge anywhere, and that's now ready to come out. So I'm going to release it from the legs. So if I turn it over and just bend the mould back, it should come out that easily. If it doesn't, it would mean that your paste isn't quite right, so you might need to add some Tylo powder to it to firm it up. So now I'm going to colour him. So I'm going to take some brown colour first of all, rub it really well into the dusting brush, and then start to brush the colour onto him. I'm using a flat brush because it'll cover quite a large area and pick up all the detail on him. Okay, don't forget the edges as well to keep the colour, to get the colour on the edges of the figure. And then up onto his head, just a touch more. Rub it in well so there's no loose powder. And then across the fur on his head. You put a little bit round the lower half of his face as well if you want to. Okay, now I'm going to put some pink onto his cheeks. So again, rubbed in really well into the paper, and just a little bit of pink just onto his cheeks and then into his ears as well. Now to get the stronger colour for the hooves and the antlers, you can paint them in instead with the brown powder colour mixed with alcohol. So that will just make the colour a lot stronger. You could paint his body as well if you want to, but I quite like the softer colour there. And again, make sure you go around the edges. You can shade it in deeper again when it dries if you want to. Just need to add a little more alcohol and powder. The alcohol paint makes the colours paint really well, and it dries very, very quickly. So it's great like when you're doing eyes and you need to add different colours. So just go round, right round there. And the last 2. It's just ran a little bit there underneath him. I've had a bit too much on the brush, but it won't matter because he's going to be sitting on the side of the cake like this. So now he needs his eyes and his nose. So I'm going to paint white first. Drop of colour into the lid and alcohol. That's a pearl white. Normally I quite often use just the plain white, but the pearl can be used, it still looks okay. And then I'm going to wait for that to dry a few seconds, and then I'm just going to paint his nose, and of course it has to be red for Rudolph. Take it right round. And I'll do the black for his eye. always paint eyes looking up or down, left or right, never straight in the middle. They just have a little more character if you do them looking up, down, left or right, okay? And then finally, when they dry, just a little dot of white into each eye. Just to finish him off. A bit more there. Okay. So on the reindeer mould, you've also got some holly and some carrots. So I'll show you how to do those. There's mistletoe as well there, which is all very useful. So I've got some paste coloured green. So if I just put that onto the mould and start to press into each leaf, on the third leaf I'll remove the extra paste. So I'm just keeping it nice and flat with the mould again, level with the back, and then just take the extra paste off at one end. So that's ready to come out. Just pull the corner back and flex over. And then if you want to, you could brush a little bit of green to give it some shadow and shading. It helps bring out the detail on the holly. And then paint the berries with some red. And then it's nice with just a little touch of lustre onto the leaves. Okay, and then we'll just do the mistletoe. So just a little piece of paste down into the stem. As you see, the paste does come out of the mould very easily. So if you find that it's sticking to your fingers, just put a little bit of corn flour or icing sugar on. And there's the mistletoe. So we'll take the green again and just shade a little bit onto the leaves, just a bit onto the leaves. And then this time, of course, you'll use your white for the berries. So if you just look for the berries, and all you need to do is just touch a dot of white colour onto each berry. And his little carrot, we can just use a little bit of leftover paste from Rudolph. So if we just put that in, push in, and then remove, and just turn it over, flex, and then you can either just brush the orange on like this or paint it. I think that might be better painted. Oh no, it's okay, no, I think that looks nice. I always prefer to dust if I can rather than paint. I think it's quicker. There we go. And there's Rudolph's carrots. Okay. So, as I said before, they're from a range of 4 new Christmas moulds.